never know what you really have until God shows you a need that is bigger than you. And you will never know that God is able until he puts you in a situation where you are not. We get stuck in me mode. And it's just, God bless me, help me, encourage me. And so while you're praying about those needs, they're not selfish. It's fine for you to bring those things before God, but the way he will respond to your need is to give you a seed. When I found myself in need, the best thing for me to do is to get out of me mode and to get into sow mode. S-O-W, sow mode. I know this is not an agricultural society, but if it were, we could see that seeding or sowing is a form of investment, and it is a process. How many times have I been discouraged and weary in my own soul, only to find that when I took 5 minutes to be a blessing to someone else, when I sowed what God gave me, it became what I needed. This is difficult because when you are in a season of need in your own life, the last thing you want to do is to sow into something else. Am I right about it? When you are out of energy, the last thing that you want to think about is anything other than you. But the only way for you to receive what you need is to give what you have. And that's confusing to us because we want God to give us a harvest. But God does not respond to our needs with a harvest. He responds to our need with a seed. If you give what you have, God will give to you what was already inside of you, waiting to be sown in something that is bigger than you. God said, I am putting you in a season where I'm going to give you what you need, but it is not just for you. It is not just for you to consume. It is not just for you to have a good feeling. It is not just for you to get a goosebump. It is for you to be a feeder, because I put you in the earth for my glory, and I gave you gifts for a purpose, and I gave you an assignment for the sake of my great name, and your supply is in your assignment. And when you bring me what little bit you have and put it in my capable hands, I know no need, for my hand created the earth and my word sustains the world, and I am God over the galaxies, and I am God of time and space, and I am God before you got here, and I will be God when you're gone, and I cannot be impeached, and I never will step down, because I see your need and I am your supply. If you are fighting hell right now in your mind, there is something heaven is trying to download that hell is trying to interfere with. I'll say it again. If you are fighting panic attacks, anxiety, temptations, if you are fighting hell in your mind, there is something that God is trying to download into your mind that hell is trying to interfere with. It is in a person's heart that you can receive a word from God. It is also in your heart that the enemy will remind you so much of your past that you can't even hear what God is speaking in your present. It is in your heart that God gives plans. It is in your heart that you harbor pain. Your pain and God's plans are in the same heart. Just like there are multiple apps on your phone right now and you choose which one to open. There is a plan that God has for you. It is in your heart. There is a plan that the enemy is speaking over you. It is hatching in your heart. The plan that the enemy wants to hatch in your heart has to bow its knee to the purpose that God speaks into your life.